Hey, boys and girls, Mrs. Freeland here. Hey, today we are going to talk about how a couple more tools that you can use while you're reading. And remember, we really have to make sure that we know each word while we're reading. And if we're not sure of a word, we need to stop and figure it out. So I'm going to talk to you today about a couple ways you can figure out words that you're not sure of. The first way, of course, is to think about the character, what the character might say or do, and a word that fits in your story. We can use the sounds in the word. That's very important to sound out the word. And then what we're going to talk today about is thinking about words that we've seen before. And so maybe you've seen a word before, it might look familiar, and think back, does this word look like a word that I've seen before? And I'm going to read you a book today that maybe there's some words in it that would be tough for you, but maybe you have seen them before and that's going to help you figure them out. So today I'm going to read Froggy Eats Out. And for your teachers, I'm substituting this instead of the Dino Clues book and the word mystery. So I'm going to use a different word in the lesson. So I'm using Froggy Eats Out today. And I just love the Froggy books. They're so fun, right? I hope you like them too. Froggy Eats Out. Oh, lost the page here. It was almost dinner time and Froggy was hungry. He sat at the kitchen table and dreamed about burgers and flies. And then he hopped up and looked for something to eat. He looked in the cabinet, slam. He looked in the fridge, slam. He looked in the oven, bang. Mom, yelled Froggy, there's nothing good to eat. Froggy, called his mother. What? Did you forget? That's a really big word. Maybe I'm trying to hold it really close to the camera so you can see it. All right, so let's say I'm not sure what this word is. The mom said, it's our something and we're going out to eat. Maybe I've seen that word on a card before or a sign before. So it's our blank and we're going out to eat. So the mom and dad are going out to eat because it's something special. I'm going to sound it out and I still don't know. It starts off with an and. Maybe I've seen that word before. I think I've seen it before on a card or a sign that says happy anniversary. Oh, that's a celebration of when someone got married. So boys and girls, this is what you need to do. If there's a tough word, notice how I try to sound it out. Okay, anniversary. It's a long word, right? I also think, have I seen that word before? And maybe I've seen that like on a sign, in another book, in somewhere in the classroom, maybe at a store, maybe on a package. I've seen that word, and maybe I've seen this on a card, right? Like happy anniversary. Oh, we're going out to eat. Hooray, said Froggy, let's go. First, you have to get dressed up, dear. We're going to a fancy, ooh, there's another long word. So I'm going to use my tools. I'm going to use sounding it out. I see restaurant. That doesn't make sense, right? They're going to someplace fancy. A fancy, Remember they said they were going out to eat. And I think I've seen that word on signs before, right? Restaurant. It's restaurant. So boys and girls, remember, some words are very, very tricky and tough, even for adults, right? And you think about, where have I seen that word before? Does it look familiar to me? Have I seen it someplace? I sound it out and I think about the story and the characters too. So there's a couple tough words on that page, but we figured them out, didn't we? That's your job today as a reader. You're going to be trying to figure out those tough words, thinking about what's in the story, what fits the characters, sounding it out. And if you figure out some tough words, I want you to sticky note those and share those with your teacher so they know what tough words you figured out today. So Froggy flopped to his bedroom. Flop, flop, flop. He slipped off his shirt. He unzipped his pants. He took off his shoes. He pulled off his socks. And he even changed his underwear with a zap of elastic. And then he tugged off his best pants. Zip. He buttoned up his best shirt. Zip, zip, zip. And he put on his best socks. Zoop. And he put on his best shoes. Zip. And he tied them up. Zip, zip. And he put on his best bow tie. Snap. And he flopped out to show his mom and dad. Flop, 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 flop. Oh, you look very handsome, dear, said his mother. But you forgot to wash. Oops, said Froggy. So he went to the bathroom and he washed his hands and face. Splash, splash, splash. He used lots of water and only a little bit of soap. And then he dried off with a towel. Zoop, and he looked at himself in the mirror. He thought he was kind of cute. Froggy, goes Father. What? Time to go, said Dad. We'll be late. And they flopped off to the, what's that word? Restaurant. Good job. Flop, flop, flop. At the restaurant, Froggy's eyes grew big and round. There were glowing candles, flowers in vases, and tablecloths as white as snow. This is a fancy restaurant, said Froggy. Yes, it is, said his mother. So remember, be neat, be quiet, and don't put your feet on the table. When they were seated, Froggy said, I'm hungry, let's eat. First we have to order, dear. I want a hamburger, said Froggy. No hamburgers here, said his father. When the waiter handed him a blank, oh, look at, maybe this is a word you've seen before. Starts with a men. Maybe you've seen it at a restaurant. The waiter handed him a, you know what that is? A menu. Froggy opened it. He knocked over a glass of water. Crash. Oops, said Froggy. Oh, Froggy, said his mother. Remember what I told you? I know, said Froggy. Be neat, be quiet, and don't put your feet on the table. But it was hard to be neat and quiet. And he fidgeted and he shook salt on his hand and he licked it and he banged his spoon on the table. Bang, bang, bang. And then he hit it hard on the tip of the spoon and it flipped right into the waiter's head. Bonk. And then the waiter finally came and took their orders. They waited and waited. And Froggy pulled petals off the flowers. He blew on the candle. He sucked sugar cubes and ice cubes. And then he hopped and flopped all the restaurant singing, be neat, be quiet, and don't put your feet on the table. Froggy, said his mother. Father, what? Please sit down. I think the sugar made him wild, don't you? I thought good. Froggy sat down, and finally dinner was served. Froggy stuck his fork in a huge plate of spaghetti and sucked some up. It was fun. He slurped up some more. And that's when he saw Froggelina. She was sitting there with her parents. Hi, Froggy, called Froggelina. Who's that pretty girl, Frog? Said his mother. Froggy was so embarrassed, he ducked beneath the tablecloth and pulled and pulled and pulled until spaghetti and fly sauce landed smack on his head. Splat. Oh, poor Froggy. Oops, cried Froggy, looking a little more red in the face than green. Happy anniversary, he croaked. What a mess, cried his father. Oh, Froggy, said his mother. Froggy scooped spaghetti off his face and said, I know, let's eat out at a fast flies place. Good idea, said his mother. Let's go, said his father, and together they leapfrogged all the way there. Flop, flop, flop. Where they had all 8 burgers and flies. Munch, crunch, munch. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that book. I hope you have a good time today figuring out those really tough words, sounding them out, seeing how they fit your characters, and maybe you've seen those words before, and see if you can remember where you see some of those tough words. Okay, good luck today.